Hey, welcome, Kelly Falardo. I remember when I was in grade 5 and I walked past my teacher's desk and this is what I saw. A picture that someone had drawn of me. And it was the Scarface on it. And I knew that the kids were talking about me because there was nobody else in my class who had scars on their face. And I was devastated because I was doing everything I could to get rid of my scars. You know, I got burnt as a 2-year-old to 75% of my body. My family lived on a farm and we were burning garbage and a spark came out and it landed on my dress and I exploded. And I spent 4 months in the hospital. Every 2 days I'd be in the operating room. And then every 2 years until I was 20 years old, I'd have to spend a month of my summer holidays in the hospital. And you can imagine as a teenager or a young child how devastating it would be to have to spend half your summer in the hospital having surgeries. I never ever thought I'd get married. I never ever thought I'd have kids. I was the ugly Scarface girl, right? Who's going to want to marry the ugly girl? I mean, that's what I grew up with. I never ever thought I'd have kids. I did end up getting married. I did end up having 3 kids. I had a baby girl. I was so excited when I got pregnant. I was wondering what would I have. And I was really praying and hoping for a baby girl because I thought maybe then I might know what I would look like without scars. And then I got pregnant a second time. And the second time I got pregnant, my husband at the time wasn't too excited about it. In fact, he was really disappointed. And I remember being 5 months pregnant and I was looking down at my belly and I said, "It's okay if you don't make it because he doesn't want you." And then 2 months later, I end up going for a checkup and I needed to be induced because she was born as a stillborn. And I still remember holding this little baby in my arms and saying, "Please cry. I don't want you to die." But she was already dead and there was no way of bringing her back to life. And I always thought, oh, it's such a horrible tragedy losing a little baby, right? And I thought, what did I do wrong? What happened? And I remember, my doctor said, okay, we want to do an autopsy on the baby, find out, in case you want to have another baby, then it might be a genetic thing or what's going on. And we found out that the baby's umbilical cord grew shut instead of open. And so I was really happy because I wasn't really happy. I was happy to know that it was something I didn't do because I was beating myself up, wondering what I had done to make this baby die, right? And so once I knew what happened, it made me feel better knowing that it wasn't my fault and I didn't hurt her. And I knew there was a reason. There was a reason that she passed. I didn't know why, but I thought there's got to be a reason what's going on. And sure enough, about a year and a half later, I got pregnant for the 3rd time. And this time I had twin boys. And I knew when I got pregnant with them that I was going to have them. I knew that she had given up her life in order for me to have those baby boys. So, it was so amazing to be able to see the gift in that tragedy. And, a lot of times people will look at my life and they see me as a burn survivor. And, when you see a 2-year-old who's covered in bandages and, most of her body burnt, you would think that is tragic and she's going to have a tragic life. And I agree. That would be a horrible tragedy to have your 2-year-old have to go through something so tragic like that. But when you go and you look at this 2-year-old's life and you see that she's grown up and you see that she's got the medal from the Queen. This is actually my medal from the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee Medal. And the Woman of Distinction Award and the Fierce Woman of the Year Award. And, was a best-selling author It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, but 6 times. Multiple TEDx talker. And, life stories made into a documentary that's been on TV multiple times. And then, a video that got 9.7 million views. Would you really see that little girl's life as a tragedy? Or would you see that there's actually some gifts in that tragedy? And so yes, that is my life. I'm all that. I've won all those awards, and I've done all those things, and I've spoken on multiple stages. And it's my passion, and it's my gift, and it's just that I want to share with people how that they too can have an amazing life. And I know right now we're going through this pandemic, and a lot of us are struggling. Believe me, I'm struggling too. I'm still struggling. I've got coaching clients, and I've pivoted my business into being completely online, and people are referring me left and right, and I'm digging deeper than I ever have before to find clients, and I'm following up. Like, if someone says they want to talk to me, I'm following up, right? Like, I'm finding ways to, keep my business running. And then the other thing I'm doing is I decided to start a new business with my son and his girlfriend. And we've got a monthly tea club, and it's called Titley Tea Club. And it's cool because you can get a monthly kit that's a tea blender kit with 5 different types of tea, and get it every month and make your own tea. And I'm not sharing this with you to brag about what's going on in my life. What I'm doing is trying to give you some perseverance tools. A lot of times what happens is we stay stuck. We think that we can only do one thing, our job, and that's it. And we can't do other things. But what's happening with this whole pandemic is that it is helping us to really dig deep and really reflect on what we want in our lives. What do we want to do that's new? What have we wanted to do but never would do because we were stuck in our dead-end jobs? Or how many of you are in a job you don't like? Like, I know a lot of my friends, they're doing businesses they don't like, they're doing jobs they don't like, and they're staying stuck. And now's the time to expand and reflect on your business, reflect on your life. What have you always wanted to do? What do you want to do? And so I wanted to talk about my Perseverance Toolkit. And what was happening is people were asking me, like, Kel, how do you persevere? Like, how do you get through all of this stuff? And so what I did is I came up with the Perseverance Toolkit. And basically it's a list of 10 things that you can do to help you persevere through life, okay? And I even went so far as I made a deck of cards. So I'm also an artist, for those of you who don't know. Behind me, you can see I've got a couple of different paintings, and my house is full of all my paintings, and I actually sell them. And then I also made some blankets out of them, and the blankets say, you are loved, you are needed, you are wanted. So I developed the Perseverance Toolkit, which is this little deck. And there's all of these cards. And in the back of them is different things that you can do to persevere when we get stuck, right? So let's just go through some of these. So, video call a friend. How many of you guys are stuck on Zoom now? Okay. I know, we're spending so much time on Zoom or Skype, doing video calls, doing all kinds of stuff. So one of the things you can do is, this is one of my perseverance tools, phone a friend, okay? Get on a video call with a friend. It always feels more personal when you actually can see the person. Many times what I've done with some of my friends, because almost all of my best friends, except for one, they actually live like at least 3 hours away from me, or even like a 5-hour plane ride away. Like, all my friends live out of town. And so what we would do is we would go on Skype, and we would do our work, right? And just be able to chat with each other when we needed to chat. And it was awesome. And in fact, I'm setting up with one of my other our colleagues, her and I both want to get more speaking gigs. So what we're doing is on Tuesday from 11 till 1 is going to be work time. So all we do, and the only thing we do, is find speaking gigs and then pitch ourselves to them. So we're going to be on Zoom together and just working and doing our own thing, but still being able to reach out and talk to people. So that is one of my perseverance tools, is find somebody to have a video call with and connect with them. Let's see what's another one. So that's video call. Oh, this is the next one that came up. Listen to music. Okay, this is actually one of the number one tools that I have. I remember this was about, I think 5 or 6 years ago. I dated a guy for about 3 or 4 months. And then he asked if I wanted to be committed to him. And I said, sure. I was interested. And then after about a week or two, he decided to call it off. And I cried for like a day and a half. It was like crazy. It's like, why am I crying over this guy I've only known like 4 months? And I was like, what the heck is going on here? And so I realized that I kept playing this song over and over and over. I love this song. It's a Celine Dion song, and it's You Are My Angel. And every time I hear that song, it makes me cry. And I realized that I kept playing that song over and over and over. Now, how am I supposed to move forward in life if I'm listening to a song that is making me cry? Right? So what did I do? I went and I put on this other song. It's called Pretty Vegas. And it is really high energy, blood thumping song. It just like makes me sing. It makes me dance. It makes me get really excited about life and empowered. And so all I did is I went and I listened to that song, and I listened to it like 5 times over. And finally I was shifted out of that depression that I was in, and I was able to move forward. So what are the songs in your life that empower you? Okay? If you listen to music that doesn't empower you, you're not going to be able to get out of bed in the morning. In fact, I've even been noticing that when I'm, on some of the days when I don't feel like getting out of bed, I'm not playing the music that empowers me. And all I need to do is go play that Pretty Vegas song. I put it on as loud as I can, and I know that the first time I hear it, I might not want to shift. The second time, I'm starting to bop my head around, and then by the third time, I'm actually dancing. And I will do that because that is the song that I know that shifts me. So you need to figure out, what is that song for you? Maybe it's a whole playlist, right? Sometimes people have 2, 3 songs, whatever it is. But when you get up in the morning and you're not feeling good, put on that music. Put on that blood-thumping music that makes you feel energized. I've noticed that in the morning. What I will do is I'll get up and do dishes or clean up the kitchen, because sometimes my kids have like a midnight snack and they don't clean up. They leave it for me. And I'll put on the music that makes me get all energized. And by the time I'm done dishes, I'm feeling good and I'm feeling empowered and ready to go. Okay, so music. Music is a good one. Okay, the next one is make crafts. Okay, have you ever had a project you wanted to try but you just never did? Make crafts. Okay, you can do anything. Like, this is hilarious, but I took about 6 Amazon boxes and I stacked them all up and I taped them all together and I made an Amazon bookshelf. And and it looks cheesy as hell. It really does. But I wanted to paint it and everything, and I thought, oh my God, this would just be crazy. Just something fun to do. And sure enough, I made this Amazon bookshelf out of Amazon boxes. And anyways, make a craft. Just like let your creativity flow. Pick up a pen and pencil and draw. Or, be like me and, you can go to Michael's and you can get like these acrylic paints and pick up some brushes and just start painting. It doesn't matter what you paint. Go on YouTube, go on Pinterest. You can find all kinds of crafts or painting or artwork, anything. You can find that all there. And that's actually how I learned to paint. I found this artist that I wanted to learn from, went on YouTube. Sure enough, she had all kinds of videos on how to paint. And it was funny because I painted, and in 1 week I made something like $1,000 just on my paintings. So make some crafts. People are into it. They want that. Okay, so make crafts. Okay, one more thing. What am I gonna do? Which one do I want to do? Oh, one of my favorites to persevere. This one is visualize your happy land. Okay. So, have you ever been in a bad mood? Or maybe had an argument with somebody? I still remember this one time I had this argument with my husband. And we were driving in the car, and he says to me something, I don't remember what it was. And I was angry. I wasn't happy at all. And all of a sudden, I shifted my thinking to something that made me extremely happy. I don't remember what it was. I just remember that I shifted my thinking to something. And all of a sudden, I have this big smile on my face. And he says to me, "What are you smiling about?" And I said, "Oh, I'm in my happy land." And he didn't say nothing. So here's what I do now. So there's times when I'm, upset or mad about something, or I'm having a challenging time, like even with this COVID virus that we're all going through, there's lots of ups and downs. And there'll be a time when, maybe I'm mad at the kids or something like that. And so what I will do is I will play this visual. It's like a 20-second visual of something that happened to me in my life that made me feel incredible. And what it is just, a year ago, I got to reconnect with an old friend that he had a crush on me. I had a crush on him. We worked together when I was like 20 years old and he was 30. And we worked together for about a year, and I had no idea that he had a crush on me. I thought, I'm the ugly Scarface girl, so nobody's going to want me. And remember, I was only 20 at that time. I mean, now I know I'm beautiful and all that stuff. And so anyways, we hadn't seen each other in 33 years. And so the visual is that he's at the airport waiting for me. And so I see him, and he's, I've got this big giant smile on my face. I'm walking as fast as I can. I've never been so nervous in my life. And I can see him, and holding his hand, just waiting for me to get to him. And he's got this big giant smile on his face, and he gave me a kiss, and he hugged me. And then I tried to pull back, and he hugged me even longer. He wouldn't let me go. And every time I think about that visual, you can see my smile, you can see my eyes, my whole energy just lights up. And so I can't stay in a bad mood because I'm thinking about my happy land. So you need to record what is your happy land. And you might have one thing that you can play, maybe it's 2 things, maybe it's 3 things, whatever it is. Go on your phone and record what your happy lands are. Write them down, okay? And every time you're in a bad mood, or if you're feeling like you're struggling, go and replay that happy land visual in your mind over and over and over until you shift. It works. Okay, so let's just go over some of my perseverance tools. So the first one was video call a friend. Okay, be connected. Connect with your friends, but connect with the people who empower you. That's a big thing. Don't be phoning your friends that are just going to make you feel bad, who are just going to bring you down. Call your empowering friends, the friends that are positive and are doing things and getting somewhere in their life. Okay, you want to call those people. Do a video call with them. Okay, the second tool, listen to music. Okay, but make sure it's the kind of music that inspires you and empowers you. That's what you want. You want the empowering songs, not the sad, sorry love songs, the blood-thumping, empowering songs. What are those songs? Listen to that. Okay. The third thing you can do, make crafts, be creative, be fun, bring out your inner child, and put them on Facebook. or Instagram and see what people say about them. Maybe people want to buy them. You just never know. But make some crafts. Do something fun. Okay? The fourth thing is visualize your happy land. And this is a huge thing. I do this all the time when I'm not feeling good. I will visualize my happy land. It's that, meeting Ted right at the airport, that date, that magical date that I had with him. It's an amazing time. I love it. It makes me feel so happy and brings so much joy to my life. So think of something that brings you tons of joy, tons of happiness, and you just can't help but smile. And the last thing I want to say is this. Dreams are meant to be found, not tucked away in dreamland. It's a quote that I made up when I did my first book, No Risk, No Rewards. And so if you want to learn how to be an author and you want to get your story out there, feel free to connect with me. I've got a free call for you. So you can get a 15-minute call. Go to bookkelly.as.me and you can get a free coaching call with me, 15-minute call. And I'm going to help you to figure out what it is that you want to do and how we can move forward. And you can also get the Percival Toolkit. So that's not the little cards that I've been sewing, but that's just a blueprint that you can have access to. So if you go to 1-877-414-1768, text the word tool, and then you will get the Perseverance Toolkit. And then also you'll be able to book a call with me too, because that information is there also. Okay. So thank you so much. I promise you we're going to get through this. Collaborate with people. We're going to persevere. Be easy on yourself. Don't take everything so seriously. And let yourself have breaks. Let yourself have naps. Enjoy this time. And collaborate. Collaborate with people you know, because they want to help you. And there's no more joy. Well, I wouldn't say there's no more joy. There's so much joy in helping other people succeed, and you succeed too. So feel free to reach out to me anytime that you like. Book Kelly as me for your free call.